We're not alone. People have known this for a long time, but sadly, there hasn't been much proof. Despite videos, reports, and leaked NASA images, almost every piece of evidence about aliens has been ignored. But things are changing now. The US Congress is sharing detailed information about people who say they've seen aliens in the United States. Why is Congress doing this, and who are these people? Will it finally solve the mystery of aliens among us? In this video, we'll dig into why the US Congress is revealing recovered aliens from crash sites. Join us to find out more. In ancient times, way before our days, people believed in creatures from outer space, thinking that maybe aliens existed. This curiosity didn't just pop up recently or with the United States Congress. Across history, old scrolls, stories, and legends hinted that humans might have met aliens a long time ago. Certain mysterious buildings like Stonehenge and the pyramids have sparked debates. People wonder if beings from beyond our planet built these structures. There are also stories that directly suggest sightings of aliens, like a painting from the 15th century called the Madonna with Saint Giovannino. In this painting, there's a strange object in the sky behind the Virgin Mary, and a man and his dogs seem to be staring at it. Thinking about how far back these stories go makes you wonder, have aliens been around among us for ages? But it's not just this painting. Other old artworks and stories from India share similar tales. Archaeologists have found odd objects that don't match their supposed age, like a 500-year-old AK-47 found buried 200 feet underground. That's strange because the AK-47 was made in 1947. Also, in Russia, coil-shaped objects were discovered near a river in 1991. They looked advanced, similar to things we can create today, but they were 20,000 to 300,000 years old. Some even looked like nanotechnology. These discoveries raise questions. Could a highly advanced civilization, perhaps from another world, have made these objects? And it's not only about the past. There have been recent reports of UFO sightings, especially in America. In Las Vegas, the police got a call about green aliens in a neighborhood. An officer even spotted something that looked like a shooting star landing, and locals claimed they saw tall, green creatures. All these stories and evidence make us think, are we truly alone, or have aliens been part of our history, and maybe even our lives today? For years, people in the United States have spotted unusual things in the sky known as UAPs, or unidentified aerial phenomena. From places like New Mexico to Florida, locals claim they've seen things they believe might be aliens. But when it comes to these sightings, the government doesn't say much. Any proof or videos are usually kept away from the public eye. Despite evidence existing, the government keeps a lid on the information. Studies show that a lot of Americans, about 68%, think the government isn't telling them everything it knows about UAPs. Another survey found that people aren't happy with how the government handles UFO sightings. Even when credible people like doctors, scientists, and government workers report seeing UFOs, the government often stays silent. Congressman Tim Burchett mentioned they faced many challenges trying to uncover the truth about UFOs. He also said this has been a problem in the United States for a long time. Even some congressmen, including himself, claim they've seen aliens and UFOs. Pilots are among those who frequently spot UAPs. They've reported seeing strange things in the sky for years but don't always share it publicly because they're afraid it might affect their jobs. Gordon Cooper, a pilot, saw a bunch of UFOs in 1951 while flying over Europe. He reported it, but no action was taken. In 1963, he had another encounter where a green, glowing object flew towards him. Even well-known astronauts like Neil Armstrong reportedly saw aliens during their missions, but these reports often get dismissed or kept secret. In 2023, the US Congress decided to hold a public hearing about UAPs. They want to give pilots a chance to talk about the strange things they've seen. This move doesn't have much support from the US. Some officials, like John Ratcliffe, have admitted that the government has more information about aliens and UFOs than they let on. He mentioned there's a lot more sightings that people haven't heard about yet, and they've been kept in the dark for too long. This is what the Congress wanted to tackle, bringing out all the hidden information about aliens so far and inviting witnesses to support these claims. Before the witnesses spoke at the hearing, they were asked to promise to tell the truth. The first witness was Lieutenant Ryan Graves, a former US Navy F-18 pilot, now leading Americans for safe aerospace. He said he wasn't just speaking for himself, but for over 30 commercial air personnel and military veterans who shared their strange experiences with him. He explained that sightings aren't rare anymore. Both military aircrew and commercial pilots frequently encounter them. It worries him because these people's lives are at risk when they come across these UAPs. He's also concerned about the government discrediting these reports and the excessive secrecy surrounding crucial information about aliens and unusual flying phenomena. Graves recounted an incident from 2014 when he was an F-18 pilot. He spotted odd objects on the radar, a UAP that looked like a dark grey cube inside a clear sphere, around 5 to 15 feet in diameter. It came very close to the aircraft, about 50 feet away. Despite the squadron commander asking the team to return to base, there was no mention of the incident, and reporting such sightings was not allowed. This led Graves to create Americans for Safe Aerospace, a safe space for UAP eyewitnesses to share their encounters. The second witness was David Grush, a former senior intelligence officer. He admitted being part of the UAP task force and an active whistleblower. Grush received reports from federal intelligence members about the government's secrecy around UAPs. He revealed details about a UAP reverse engineering program ongoing for decades, where the government was attempting to understand alien technology. Grush denied access to these files, faced consequences, but hopes his actions will lead to more openness and honesty. Back in 2004, David Fravor, a retired Navy commander, had a baffling encounter with something he calls a UFO, nicknamed Tic Tac. At that time, he was leading the Navy Strike Fighter Squadron 41. During their air training, they were instructed to stop and check out an unknown object in the sky. The controllers couldn't identify it, and Fravor had no clue either. Tichai. This mysterious thing had been popping up on radars for over 2 weeks, soaring from 20,000 feet to over 80,000 feet in the sky. As they approached the location, they spotted a small white object, shaped like a tic-tac, moving oddly above the water. It didn't seem to have any visible way of flying, like wings or engines. Curious, Fravor moved closer, and as they did, the object turned towards them. When they got within half a mile, it zipped off and vanished, along with a strange disturbance in the water. Another pilot, flying higher up, lost track of the object too. Strangely, the controller then reported the object was 60 miles away, just a minute after disappearing. Fravor and his team were left scratching their heads. Either the object was lightning fast, or it simply vanished into thin air. Sadly, the incident was brushed aside and not properly looked into until 2009. Even then, all the documents were kept classified. Fravor and 2 others later spoke to Congress, careful not to upset any agencies, hinting that the government knows more about these events than what they share publicly. The mystery of the Tic Tac remains unsolved, leaving Fravor and others perplexed by the encounter with an unidentified object that seemed to break the rules of physics. Interestingly, it's not just well-known agencies like the CIA or FBI associated with these mysteries. There are secret service organizations, and they've been accused of hiding information about extraterrestrial life. Even space agencies like NASA face similar accusations. Some leaked pictures supposedly from NASA show aliens, suggesting encounters with beings from beyond our world. In 2016, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft, set on a mission to explore Pluto, stumbled upon something peculiar. They named it Aaron, borrowing from the Celtic god of death, because it behaved differently from other objects in Pluto's vicinity. While most objects were typical rocks and ice, Aaron spun rapidly and appeared to be crafted from something sturdier than rock. Scientists suspected it might be generating its own gravity, an unusual trait. When they moved the spacecraft closer for further investigation, things took an unexpected turn. The sensors and controls malfunctioned, suggesting interference, almost as if someone or something was hindering their examination of Aaron. Strangely, when they distanced the spacecraft, everything went back to normal, almost like magic. Many speculated that Aaron could be linked to an intelligent alien civilization with highly advanced technology. Questions arose. Why was it in our solar system? Was it monitoring us? Some individuals have long claimed that aliens visit Earth, and occasionally there are crashes. A man named Mr. Grush even asserted that the government recovered alien bodies from a crash site. Unfortunately, these beings didn't survive. In January 2023, a whistleblower from the Pentagon spilled the beans, revealing that the government was covertly collecting alien spacecraft and keeping it classified. Although lacking physical evidence, this aligns with Mr. Grush's account. Some leaked information about aliens originates from NASA, but they are unlikely to disclose everything to Congress. Fortunately, a few courageous witnesses are prepared to share their encounters with extraterrestrial phenomena, despite the associated risks. The US Congress is preparing for additional hearings to delve into the truths about aliens and unidentified flying objects. It feels like a massive investigation is unfolding, and the world is eagerly awaiting the revelations. The problem is that if witnesses are too scared to come forward, we might miss out on crucial information. Most people who have shared their experiences with aliens choose to remain anonymous. keeping their identities hidden. However, the US government often dismisses these accounts as mere stories or conspiracies. To address this, the US Congress is taking the matter seriously. They are calling on credible individuals with good reputations to testify, ensuring their voices are heard and respected. The recent hearings with these three men are just the beginning. There are likely more people across America who have encountered aliens and unidentified aerial phenomena. If these efforts continue, we may finally unravel the mystery of UAPs and aliens. So the recent actions by the US Congress mark a significant step towards uncovering the truth about UFOs. The testimonies and evidence presented shed light on a long-hidden mystery. As we eagerly await further hearings, don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this fascinating topic. Don't forget to click on the video on your screen for more mind-blowing content like this, and subscribe to our channel for future updates.